What's up guys, Luke here with Luke's Points and Miles, and today I have another episode of Maximum Value Redemptions, but this one is not like the others. First of all, I got some requests for some economy stuff and maybe some less aspirational type redemptions. So I thought about it and I thought, who doesn't like to go to Hawaii on fairly short notice when it's almost snowing here in the Midwest? Hawaii is America's 50th state and it's located about 2,000 miles west of the mainland. Hawaii has long been a big league tourist destination for its beautiful landscape and desirable weather. Millions of people visit the Hawaiian Islands every year, and so many people that I've talked to say it is absolutely magical. I know I'd love to visit, and prices right now are fairly low. So I started searching some redemptions, and what I found at first I thought was a big fat fail. But then I realized information isn't good or bad, it's just information. And with this one, I learned. So today's video, I'm going to talk about heading to the Aloha State from wintry Columbus, Ohio in February. This one has a twist and it actually surprised me. Enough with the intro, but if you are new here, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If you like those things, subscribe to the channel. And also do me a favor and slap that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started. Now guys, before I get into the redemption, I want to recognize a couple of our elite members, Rick Beck and M. Linsley 1981. Big shout out, and I thank you too for your support. I also want to mention that elite members normally get access to these videos early. This week we had a scheduling issue, but if you would like to support the channel, you can become an elite member for just $2.99 a month. And for that, you'll get early access to this series, shout outs, and priority comment replies. Click the join button below for more information. Now we can get into the meat and potatoes. This redemption surprised me, and I think we will all learn a little bit about points and miles and how some redemptions are going to provide exponentially more value than others. This one, not so high. Here's the deal. I live in the Midwest. It gets cold and gray here in the winter, and we like to go somewhere else that is warm and sunny. For this exercise, I picked Hawaii. Why wouldn't I? Like I said, some folks were wanting some economy examples, so that's what I was searching today, and I will share what I found. First things first, we like Delta at the moment. Their in-flight entertainment makes it just a little easier to bring a 6-year-old boy. So we wanted to fly Delta from Columbus, Ohio to Honolulu. So to the Google machine we go. Some particulars that I was looking for because I wasn't actually just looking for the absolute lowest fare. I can do one stop, but I'm not stopping all over the country. It's already a long day. Other than that, I just need something that isn't 30 plus hours with giant layovers. So I find a pretty decent flight with a really good price. At first, it looks like it's $686, but that is basic economy. Flying basic economy has its place, but I need at least main cabin for this one to be a good deal for me. I need to sit with my family, and I want this to count towards any potential status if possible. So main cabin will be $727 round trip. That's actually a great price. But if you are a fan of the channel, you guys know that I am poor and I don't want to pay money to travel. So now that we have our baseline, let's look for some other options. My first thought was to look at the Delta flight through Air France. There are tons of great Delta redemptions using Air France, and I have a stash of Air France miles anyway. Plus there are occasional transfer bonuses with them. Let's quickly go over how we can earn tons of Air France miles. Air France partners with all 4 major credit card issuers, American Express, Chase, Citi, and Capital One. So we have a lot of opportunities here to accumulate and transfer tons of Air France miles. Let's have a look. Air France has a pretty good website. We've been over this before in some previous episodes. Everything is pretty easy to navigate. I'll do a quick search very similar to the one on Google. Looking at the flights from Columbus to Honolulu, I see some that I can live with. They might be a little longer layover than I like, but I'm looking for a deal. 34,500 Air France miles and $28 doesn't sound too bad one way. So let's check out if they have a return flight for me. Sometimes that's the difficult part. Now, again, they have plenty award availability, and they have another good deal at 34,500 miles and $28. So this doesn't look like too bad of a deal at first. I mean, it's better than spending $727, right? Well, let's look a little deeper. $727 versus 69,000 Air France miles and 56 bucks when put next to each other starts to look a little different. Let's run the numbers. This redemption will give our Air France miles a redemption value of just 0.97 cents per point. So if we're being generous, we could say 1 cent per point. Now, obviously, you would need to weigh this according to your own needs at the moment. Have you already transferred the points and they're close to expiring? Do you have any other options? I guess if you have limited options, this doesn't sound terrible, but I think we can do better. Let's take a look directly with Delta. Most of the time when we do this, the Sky Miles rate is unreal and it's not even worth a look. Let's first talk about how we can earn Delta Sky Miles. The only major credit card issuer that Delta partners with is American Express. American Express membership rewards points transfer to Delta at a 1-to-1 ratio, but there is an excise tax, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. American Express also issues several Sky Miles earning Delta cards on both the personal and the business side. So there is opportunity there, but much less opportunity than Air France. Now that we know how to acquire the Sky Miles, let's see if that deal is any better. And very quickly, we can see that the redemption using Delta Sky Miles is much, much better than using their partner Air France. We're going to go from 69,000 Air France miles and $56 to just 63,000 Sky Miles and $11. Now, depending on our points and miles situation, this could be way better. A lot of us are sitting on Sky Miles just waiting for a good opportunity to use them. But if you aren't an American Express customer, then you may be in a tough spot. Don't fret. If you are not an American Express customer, we have a third option we'll talk about later. Before transferring from American Express to Delta, however, you need to factor in this excise tax. AMEX is the only one doing this, but it changes the math. American Express will charge you 0.06 cents per point transferred with a $99 maximum. I don't want to confuse anyone here, but just know that if you transfer to Delta, AMEX will charge a tax. To be very specific, transferring 63,000 MR points to Delta, which by the way will make some folks cry, will cost you an additional $39.60. So add that to the $11 in fees. Let me do all the math for you and see what kind of value your original MR points will have as Sky Miles with this particular redemption. Remember, our original price is $727. We would be using 63,000 Sky Miles and paying $50.80 for a grand total of 1.07 cents per point for our American Express membership rewards points, or 1.1 cents if you already had the Sky Miles. Now, there are two ways to think of this, guys. One is, Luke, that's nowhere near the potential of a transferable currency point. No way I'd waste them on that. And I can totally see that side of things. However, the guys that do this redemption will be sitting on the beach, sipping a pineapple drink and soaking up sunshine, while you're on the internet bragging about your cents per point back in Ohio shoveling snow. So I wouldn't be super upset about executing this redemption. Can we do better? Absolutely. How much time do you want to put in it, and how much research and math would you like to do? By now, all the Chase fanboys are going crazy. Luke, there's a better option. And they are right. If you are a Chase customer and you hold the Sapphire Preferred or the Ink Preferred, you can book this flight through the Chase travel portal with a 25% bonus. So now I want to show you a comparison of these four options. Air France, 69,000 miles plus $56.16. American Express, 63,000 MR points plus $50.80. Delta, 63,000 Sky Miles plus $11.20. Chase Travel Portal, 58,160 Chase UR points with a total of 1.25 cents per point. Now, at the end of the day, None of these redemptions are going to knock your Aunt Connie's socks off. But like I said before, we're in this game to experience things for free or at least for less. And I would not be mad at all at this redemption. Definitely nothing to brag about, but then again, I would much rather get 1 cent per point for my points than to be stuck in Ohio all winter. And I'm pretty sure when I look back on a Hawaii vacation with my wife and son, I won't really care too much about the fractions and the calculations I did on my phone. I always say earn and burn. Guys, I hope that gives you an idea of how difficult it is to get maximum value from your redemptions. Are there other options? Yes, there are other partners, dates, and islands we could research. But at the end of the day, it's important we don't get analysis paralysis with these things. Find a redemption you can live with and go enjoy. That's it for me, guys. By the time you see this, I may be in sunny Florida. Check out my Instagram for travel pics. And as always, if you've stayed around all the way to the end, I thank you and I appreciate every single one of you.